So what is the unborn? Well, let's turn to the science of embryology. What's that? Well, it's the biology of human beings before they're born. It's the study of the embryo, the study of prenatal human life. And we've known what the science of embryology teaches us for literally decades. This is what it teaches us. From the earliest stages of development, that is the moment of conception, the unborn child is a distinct, living, and whole human being. Okay, what do those terms mean? Well, distinct means unique, right? Distinct means that you're separate. Distinct means that you will never exist again. There is only one of you. So what does that mean as it's applied to the issue of abortion? Well, if the unborn child is distinct, guess what? That means that the body in her body is not her body. And this makes sense because otherwise we'd be forced to admit that pregnant women have 20 fingers and 20 toes, 2 brains, 2 hearts, 2 different blood types potentially, 2 different DNA codes existing simultaneously. Oh, and what happens if pregnant women are pregnant with unborn boys? Now, pregnant women have male genitalia. Now, none of this makes sense. Why? Because the unborn child is distinct. This is what the science teaches us. Secondly, it teaches us that the unborn child is living. This is simple. Dead things don't grow, and the unborn child meets all of the requirements for a living thing that you learned in high school biology. Furthermore, pregnant women do not will their unborn children to grow. Unborn children develop themselves from within, independent of the wishes of their parents. So they're living. And thirdly, the science of embryology teaches us that the unborn child is whole. Okay, not a hole in the ground, W-H-O-L-E. What does it mean to be a whole human being? Sometimes we confuse development or level of development with wholeness. Oh, this is a whole human being. They're an adult. They have all these functions and abilities and capacities. That's an incorrect assumption. A whole human being is simply a human being that has everything they need to realize their full growth and development as a participating member of the human species. So from the moment of conception, that's a human being, and that unborn child already has everything they need to realize their full growth and development as a participating member of the human species. Here's what I mean by this. I'm 29 and I'm not 40. However, my wife recently found out that men don't reach their mental peak until their 40s. And she was strangely very encouraged by this. I'm not sure what to make of that. So there are aspects of my development that I have not realized yet. Does that mean that 29-year-old me is not a whole human being now? No. So similarly, even though the unborn child hasn't realized certain levels of development that they will eventually, it doesn't mean that they're not a whole human being now. That's what the science of embryology teaches us, folks. That's it. What is the unborn? They're a distinct, living, and whole human being from the moment of conception.